He throws a book at a student. These are adults.
And then give it to me. Oh, right now, common sense. I thought you were pretty smart, bro. You're not smart. Smart, dumbass people. Teaching class.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. Nani? Dynamite. Education teachers, but this episode kind of revolves around I asked the question earlier after the St. Louis school shooting. What is happening in schools that is making these kids go crazy or not feel safe in these schools? And maybe a closer look at this situation might give us some insight.
Frustrated, and my heart is
voted unanimously to fire that teacher, but the family of the student involved in that encounter says that action comes weeks too late.
I'm angry, I'm frustrated, and my heart is broken.
High emotion at this first Kankakee School Board meeting since a teacher was caught on video allegedly calling a student a racial slur.
It's really hard to describe. I just can't, I'm just mentally shocked.
10th grader Michael Nelson was the student involved in the incident last Thursday in a classroom at Kankakee High School. He says he was called the N-word by his math teacher as he walked out of class following a verbal dispute.
There is absolutely utter disdain and horror at what occurred in that classroom.
There's absolutely nothing that any student can do to deserve having that word used against them.
The district said hours after the incident, the first-year teacher, identified as John Donovan, was placed on paid leave. And tonight, the school board voted unanimously to fire him.
Mr. Donovan. We'll get back into this story, but I'm interested to know more about him. Two other Kankakee teachers decided to defend John Donovan. Okay, and this is why we're talking about this, right? Because it's this undercurring belly of like support for these bigots. And when they get caught up in these situations, instead of the adults in the room to be like, okay, look, this is fucked up. We're not gonna endorse this. They decide to funny with everything happening in every school in the district. This is the only issue being discussed. Teachers are being called racist names every day and threatened. Students telling staff they don't need to listen to them because they're white. School board needs to go along with the wars. What a bunch of clowns. Weird, your response to this is to openly and admittedly side with the racists, then deflect to imaginary scenarios. Now you know every school system in America has a board. It's going nowhere. I don't know how anyone is surprised by anything that happened at Kankakee High School. I sat in the parking lot for homecoming and witnessed so much nonsense. It was like watching wild animals, not kids. It's hot. It's a hot mess over there. And someone needs to do something before something truly awful happens. This is how your teacher talks about Kankakee kids, by calling them wild animals. It's like the thrill of being racist washes over. It brainwashes people momentarily.
The thing is that you hit me, bro. You hit me. You hit me as a teacher, bro. You're gonna lose the film too at that. Common sense, bro. Nothing. I was trying to give you a gun. I tried to take control. And then you came back slow. Why would you try to hit me with the book anyway, trying to throw it? You could have said that. You could have told the kindergarten to come get the book.
It's crazy because this kid is lecturing this adult on not throwing books at people. I didn't even know the premise of why he did it because there's no reason behind it. And it's literally the man tried throwing a book at my guy too. I can barely understand what they're saying to each other here, but here's the sound. But basically, he throws a book at a student. These are adults.
Oh, right now, common sense. I thought thought you was pretty smart, bro. You're not smart. Small, dumbass people. Teaching time, walking there.
Oh.
Yeah. But no, the thing is that
It's crazy. It is so maddening that, like, I can get more information from a TikTok video than I can the news.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. Get this dance. You about to lose your job.
This guy's crazy. He did like, there he is. This is the video.
And we got this shit on.
He hunted this guy down within seconds. But my whole thing is, why become a teacher if you don't even like teaching is not for everybody. You don't have to subjugate yourself to that. I know I couldn't be a teacher because I would have beat the fuck out of a kid.
Has been terminated.
But Nelson and his family still demanding answers and say the teacher should have been removed from that class earlier because of another encounter with Nelson last month, during which he allegedly threw a book at him.
This is battery. He attacked him, and the school did nothing. The school did nothing to protect him.
Hey, yo, can we just talk about the Yu Yu Hakusho? Yu Yu Hakusho t-shirt in the background. This guy's a fucking legend. Can I just clap it up for that guy? My boy Urameshi in the background. I mean, I don't know if homeschool is the way, but the way that the school system, and I'll take it back to that first question. Hey, welcome to the stream. What is going on in these schools that is driving these kids to do that? Like, are we not concerned at all just a little bit about who we're letting into the schools? And furthermore, when a kid comes and shoots up a school, are we not now seeing why that might be? Like, they allowed a teacher to throw a book at a student and he suffered no consequences. And once again, they probably didn't even believe the kid when they told him. Why do we have to keep catching people on camera doing silly fuckboy shit to black people before we say, oh, it's happening? Like, we caught it in 4K how George Floyd was murdered. And today we have a fucking idiot who's no longer going to be part of the billionaire club still talking about how he died of fentanyl. But yeah, this dude is gone, and I just wanted to raise these questions. Like, what is going to be the end game here? Right? Because as a person who advocate for public schools. I'm a product of public schools. I know public schools work. I raise money for public schools. But I think there's this concerted effort, and maybe this is me putting on my tinfoil hat, a concerted effort to make public schools non-existent and disappear. I think that's a concerted effort because public schools have to follow rules. They have to have this thing called separation of church and state. They actually will teach you a doctrinated version of history, but you have access to these things. And it also gives what? The most important thing, the thing that public schools do the most, that white supremacists really hate. It allows for upward mobility for black and brown people. Because whether you like it or not, the more degrees you have, the stronger the likelihood is of you being above average in America. Everybody in my family got 2 degrees. And we live very comfortable lives. You know, clap it. We live very comfortable lives. I'm interested to know what you guys think about this. Not so much this, as much as we're thinking about the situation of the state of decay that is schools.